welcome back to an all-new episode of Caregivers Community. I am Danielle Gray. I am a full-time family caregiver. I caregive for my mom who has stage 3 cancer. Let's put the care back in caregiving. Welcome back to an all-new episode. Today's episode is going to be about how caregivers are in desperate need of financial help. Caregivers in the States have a program that they can join, but it only qualifies for certain states where you can join to take care of a family member and actually get paid for it. It's not necessarily qualified to do that in other states or other countries such as Canada. Canada does not provide a program like that. They do provide PSWs, though, that come into the home and actually can help you, but some are just there to help shower, help with the basic needs of cleaning wounds or something along those lines. They're not in there to help with other needs such as cleaning and spending time with the person, and also, doing what we as family caregivers do oftentimes, which is take on all the responsibilities of the household. In Canada, they do offer PSWs, though. They are paid to come in and help with wounds. They're kind of like nurses that come in and help clean wounds, that come help spend time with the people, that can shower with them. But that's basically just their job, is to just come in and to provide a limited amount of care. They are helpful and needed, because sometimes you can't do it all. Sometimes you do need a PSW to come in and help provide for things that you as a family caregiver cannot provide for. But back to the financial stuff. Canada does offer tax refunds for caregiving, but it depends on how long you have been working full-time at your job. You can only take 15 to 32 weeks off on your job and for the caregiving aspect, and then you get a tax refund for that. And it's only limited to $200 to $500, and that is just for a limited time. So if somebody has a terminal illness such as dementia or cancer, or just needs constant supervision such as old age, you are not provided to take time off longer than 15 to 32 weeks to caregive for your family member, and that's when you get the tax refund. Any longer time provided, you might have to step back from your job, or may have to quit it completely, or may even have to take a part-time job, just to be there more so for the caregiving aspects of things. Canada does not provide any kind of government support when it comes to family caregiving. And when it comes to medical bills as well, the states, I know that it's a big issue when it comes to medical bills. If you don't have the right insurance, sometimes you are left stranded with piles and piles of financial bills that are extremely expensive. It's the same thing with Canada sometimes. Sometimes we do have a lot of support, but when it comes to dental services and other things, we have to pay out of pocket as well. We are not, we may be in a better place than the States, but we are not far behind them as far as when it comes to financial out-of-pocket bills. So that piles up, and especially when you don't have savings when you live paycheck to paychecks and you don't have savings to rely on, and when unexpected illness such as dementia or cancer does arise, you are left stranded basically on your own little island to kind of figure it out. I have come across websites where they do offer GoFund, where they say to, if the medical bills or financial stuff are piling up, to start a GoFundMe, but you're not always, there's not always a guarantee that when you start a GoFundMe that you will get the amount that you need. Sometimes you get less than the amount that you need, sadly. It's sad that we have to rely on complete strangers and family members to support us as family caregivers because nobody really expects anybody to end up with a terminal illness or disease. And when you live paycheck to paycheck, you don't really have savings to land on for a safety net. So I know that a lot of caregivers, especially young caregivers, are not established in careers yet. So that leaves them basically stranded, taking care of family members and not having an established career without savings is a real struggle as well. And we're not really given the opportunities that we deserve as people, such as bosses do not give us the opportunities to take care of family members like we deserve to. Family members, like family caregivers, are crucial to like the world and make this world go round because we do care for our family members. And if are not given the opportunities by our bosses to attend every doctor's appointment, to be there for our family members, we can't provide the financial care that we deserve. That's why most of us as family caregivers end up living in poverty because it is easier to be in poverty, sadly, than to split your time because it is so being a full-time caregiver is as it's hard enough being a full-time caregiver. To split your time in other ways is just it's draining, and it's already emotionally, physically draining as a caregiver because you are putting so much of yourself and so much of your love into the person that you are caring for that you don't have enough energy to or even brain space to provide anything else for another career. And um, it's not always helpful. And I think that as caregivers, we deserve the respect from our government, depending no matter what country we come from. We deserve the respect from our government to actually provide us organizations to let us be paid for our services because as caregivers, it is a service. And as family caregivers, it's a 24-hour service. And we deserve to get paid our worth for it because we are doing something for society. And we deserve to have that be represented in our paychecks so we can actually care for our loved ones. And the fact that countries do not provide this is an issue. And the fact that we have to rely on GoFundMe's to pay for medical bills and even bills in general, such as rent and food and groceries and just everything, is ridiculous in this world because we work very hard. We work very, very hard for our loved ones, and we deserve to have that respect. And the fact that we don't have the respect from our own government to provide such care for people such as our loved ones who have given everything to their countries and have worked very hard and now are left stranded without anybody except for the family members that decide to volunteer to do the work for them is an issue. And I think that the government needs to start providing that kind of financial support because we shouldn't have to rely on complete strangers, and strangers shouldn't have to give us money to help pay for our medical stuff when the government has the money to do that. The government has the choice to do that. And it's crazy to me that even in the states where you can be a full time caregiver and can provide for a family member, it's only available in certain states and not in other ones. That's kind of ridiculous to me because um, if you're going to offer something such as a program like that, it should be offered in every single state. There shouldn't be one or the other because in some states, family caregivers are in poverty, and other states, caregivers are financially stable. And it's not fair. It's not fair that the states is doing that. It's not fair that the government of Canada does not even offer such a organization or program. And in other countries in general, I'm not sure exactly because I do not live in um, other countries whatsoever, but I don't know what kind of services they provide. But I know as a family caregiver, we are in desperate need of financial help and assistance. And the fact that we don't have the financial help and assistance from our own government is ridiculous because our family members have given back to the government and have paid their way, have worked very hard for putting back into this economy. And their reward for getting sick is basically just to be abandoned and to be discarded, just to have their family members take care of them and they have to suffer in poverty. That's not fair to anybody. And I think that the government needs to step up for each and every caregiver on the planet. And I think that it needs to happen in Canada, and the states needs to get a lot better with that because you shouldn't be providing one state over the other with a program like this. And in Canada needs to start a program like this because caregivers, family caregivers are important. And the fact that we are overlooked is ridiculous to me because we are important. We are so important to these people. We help keep them alive. We help give them dignity. We help our family members literally either pass away if to the afterlife with such dignity and respect and love. And we also fight the disease with the person. If they end up being a survivor, it is thanks to partly because of us. So we should be paid for our services. We should be able to live a financially stable life to provide for our loved ones instead of being more stressed out about finances because we cannot provide for anybody. And that just leads to more burnout for us. And that doesn't help us at all when we have more burnout because we are stressed out about financial stuff. That leads less care to the person that deserves to be cared for. And the fact that we stress out about financial stuff on top of stressing out about the care that we are providing for our loved ones is ridiculous. We shouldn't have to worry about our finances whatsoever in order to provide for a loved one. We should just be concerned about providing for that loved one in with love and care that they deserve. So I really do think that as caregivers, we deserve a lot more financial support. And the fact that we are desperately in need of support and are screaming from the rooftops, and we are not trained like PSWs, sadly. We do not get that. And we we provide a care for a loved one, a family member. And I'm so grateful for the PSWs that do provide for loved ones and the complete strangers because they do deserve to be paid for that. But we deserve to be paid for the fact that we take care of our loved ones too. And there needs to be a program where we can be trained properly and be paid for that and to be given the opportunity to choose to take care of our family members and be paid for it. And the fact that the government just does not want to even bother, just turns a blind eye to people that are disabled or that are terminally ill or have dementia or are suffering from old age just because, God forbid, it's not the greatest thing to have to deal with, but the caregivers and the family members of these people have to deal with this issue. So maybe the government needs to stop turning a blind eye towards us as family caregivers and also the people that are actually suffering from these diseases, and maybe step up and financially support us because we are doing something for this planet. We are doing something that has to require a lot of time and energy and love and support and compassion and patience. And it is a job. Just because we don't get paid to be a family caregiver doesn't mean that it's not a job. It's just like being a stay-at-home mother. It's a job. And we deserve to be paid for the work that we do because we are providing a care and comfort for our loved one. And the fact that we have to live in poverty just to take care of a loved one, we have to choose to live in poverty just to take care of a loved one, is ridiculous because we deserve to have all our basic needs met. And if we can't get our basic needs met for our loved ones, we are going to end up being so stressed out, and we do end up being stressed out. We end up being stressed out about numerous amount of things. Are we doing enough for our family caregivers? Are we going to get by this month? It is just beyond ridiculous that there is no support from our government, and we deserve that. The fact that we have to start a GoFundMe to pay for our medical bills and to even get the support that we deserve is just ridiculous. So that is my topic today, that we are just enough already, government, like step up. So that's the end of this episode of Caregivers Community, and I will see you in the next episode. Leave a comment below if you agree that the government needs to step up with care, and it doesn't matter what country you're from. Let me know what kind of necessities your government provides to you in your country. Let's keep this topic going. Leave a comment below. Thank you for subscribing to thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for liking this video, and thank you for commenting below. I will see you in a new video next week. And for now, let's put the care back in caregiving. I'm Danielle, and I will see you next week for an all new topic.